The clip opens with the sound of ragged breathing. The cameraman clearly shaken as he records a section of wall, trying to document something paranormal, something out of place. As the camera moves toward the kitchen window, the outline of a small child appears, standing perfectly still on the other side, its figure visible against the weak light. For a few seconds, neither the man nor the child moves, the tension building in the room. When he finally works up the nerve to step around the corner and look, the figure is gone. No child, no shadow, only the creaking of the old house. He walks farther into the room, sweeping his camera across the kitchen, and that's when a cupboard door suddenly slams shut with violent force. A low whisper follows, barely audible, making him flinch and curse under his breath. The video cuts off, leaving viewers wondering if he captured a ghost or something far darker. Before we jump into our next terrifying video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, so you'll be the first to know whenever we upload something new. Now let's get back to our next video. A man has been reporting bizarre paranormal activity inside his home, insisting the place is haunted. Finally managed to catch something that might prove it. For months, he'd told his landlord about the strange things happening, but nobody believed him. No photos, no recordings, nothing but his claims. But that changed one night when he woke to an unusual sound coming from outside. His first thought, the ghost was back. So this time he grabbed his phone, determined to record whatever supernatural presence was lurking, and stepped out to investigate. Take a look.
Oh mùi ơi cái gì bắt được tay con chị tiêu lên. Oh mùi ơi wow mùi lô ta lên bị cái tội này nè.
As soon as he finished filming, he sent the video straight to his landlord, hoping it would finally be enough evidence to show something wasn't right. He shared it with a few friends as well, and before long the clip made its way online for everyone to watch. The reactions were a mix. Some people joked that maybe the ghost was just trying to be helpful, but others suggested something much darker. Maybe a former tenant once lived and died there, and what he captured wasn't a haunting, but a spirit stuck replaying moments from its past life. If that's true, the nightly disturbances might not be a ghost trying to frighten him, but a lost echo of someone who doesn't even know they've passed on. Hopefully, this time, his landlord finally understands he isn't imagining things. A woman named Hannah claims that the college where her mother works is believed to be heavily haunted. Her mom often arrives early in the morning, and whenever she's alone, she experiences disturbing paranormal activity. She's heard a disembodied voice quietly whisper her name, and has watched doors lock and unlock by themselves with no one around. Several co-workers have reported their own terrifying encounters, but none had ever captured solid evidence, until the day a janitor pulled out his phone and recorded this. After hearing an odd sound coming from a nearby room, he walked inside with his camera already rolling. As he scanned the area, one of the baby dolls suddenly shifted completely on its own. The movement is almost impossible to explain. He wasn't close to it, and nothing else appeared to be touching it. The doll jerked sharply to the right, sending the janitor sprinting out of the room in pure panic. And honestly, this is exactly why dolls will forever be one of the creepiest things in any haunting. Living with a paranormal presence inside your own home sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. But for a man named Tristan, it has become his reality. For several years now, his everyday routine has turned into a constant haunting, as an unseen force continues to torment him. He's been sharing these terrifying encounters on TikTok, capturing every moment of the supernatural activity. And sadly for him, the disturbances show no sign of stopping. He started filming after hearing a strange noise, instantly catching the hallway door slowly creeping open by itself. Moments later, he watched in horror as his own bedroom door began to shut on its own, as if pushed by an invisible hand. According to Tristan, he stopped recording for a few months, hoping the haunting would calm down. But instead, the paranormal activity seemed to escalate even more. From what he's captured, the spirit inside his house doesn't seem violent. It almost feels like it's desperately trying to get his attention. And judging by the way objects suddenly fall to the floor, it's safe to say the haunting has succeeded in making its presence known. A paranormal investigator named Jake heads into a reportedly haunted museum. What he ends up filming inside is genuinely chilling. Take a look.
Haunted museum, guys. Here's Sully the dog. The goat. Look at that face, bro. Sully, speak! All right. This is where the Shadow Man was caught on camera, guys. This is a county museum. And we've heard all kinds of things in here. Footsteps, doors slamming. Oh my god. Creepy-ass mannequins, dude. Hello? Okay. Guys, we've seen so many ghosts here. My dad actually captured a ghost on camera. We're going to go into that room right now. We've seen the Shadow Man here. That's what he caught. You know what? I'll put the clip at the end of this video, so watch the end. And you guys will see the clip of the Shadow Man. I swear I just saw movement in the mirror, dude. Did anybody else see that? Back here is where the Shadow Man was captured, guys. It was caught right here walking up these stairs. Anybody? What was that? Okay, screw this. Here's the footage of the Shadow Man, guys. And if you're still watching, hit that follow button and click on the live stream because I am probably live right now.
The odd movements, faint sounds, and thick, heavy air made the entire building feel completely off. Even Jake, who's explored countless ghost-infested places, admitted that something about this museum carried a different kind of supernatural tension. But maybe that isn't too shocking. Museums are often rumored to be hotspots for paranormal activity. They're filled with ancient relics, items once handled by people long dead, some tied to battles, rituals, or tragic pasts. Many ghost hunters believe these artifacts can store lingering residual energy, like emotional echoes repeating themselves through time. Others claim that spirits cling to the objects they cherished or suffered around, especially if those belongings were stolen, ignored, or disturbed. So was Jake sensing one of these restless spirits, or had he encountered something far more sinister? Until others report similar haunting experiences inside this museum, whatever he captured remains a dark, unsettling mystery. A woman was unwinding at home one evening with her dog when something suddenly put her on edge. Her dog, calm just minutes earlier, became tense, growling and staring into a dark hallway. Animals are known to detect paranormal energy long before humans do, and in that moment it looked like the dog was watching something hidden in the shadows. The woman tried to see what it was focusing on, but saw absolutely nothing. Still, the way her dog reacted was so disturbing that she quickly pulled out her phone and started recording.
He just keeps staring down the hall like he sees someone. What was that?
That's when something moved. A dark, shadow-like figure shifted inside the hallway. The strange part? She couldn't see it with her naked eye, only through the camera screen. But her dog's fear was unmistakable, and whatever supernatural presence it sensed, the camera captured it too.
What was that?
This chilling clip was captured by paranormal investigator Nikolai while exploring an old, abandoned home, long rumored to be filled with heavy haunting energy. But during his walkthrough, something completely unexpected stopped him cold. Take a look.
So this is creepy. We're here breaking down the haunted house for the season. Just casually was walking over here. Just noticed that there's something by the cone.
Do you want to play with me and all my friends? Come out, wherever you are.
This was not in the corn maze. This was not in the house.
Why do you look so scared? Everyone in the graveyard just wants to be friends.
No idea where this came from, and it's powered up.
I love the cemetery, especially at midnight, when it's colder, when the other children are long asleep, and the dead awaken.
Yeah,
Do you
that's...
want to play with me and all my friends? Come out, wherever you are.
That's gonna stay there. That's, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna stay there. I don't know where it came from. And yeah, this is the life of working at a haunted house.
The expression on the doll's face, and even more disturbing, the things it began to say, were deeply unnerving. The tone of its voice, the strange rhythm of its movement, it felt less like a toy repeating a pre-recorded line, and more like a supernatural entity trying to communicate with him. Some viewers even claimed the doll seemed aware of Nikolai's presence, reacting to him as if it were alive. The most frightening part? It didn't appear to be done. The doll kept tilting its head in tiny, deliberate motions, almost as if it had more chilling messages to deliver. Messages Nikolai had no intention of sticking around for. Rattled, he backed out of the house, saying he'd return another day to continue the investigation, but after witnessing that level of paranormal activity, he could only hope that when he does go back, that doll won't still be waiting in the dark. Animals often sense things long before we ever notice them. In the weeks leading up to this moment, the house had been giving the family subtle warnings that something was off. A bedroom light flickering for no reason, toys that were neatly placed suddenly thrown everywhere, and the faint sound of footsteps drifting along the upstairs hallway. They tried to blame it on old floors and electrical issues, but the dog's behavior kept raising red flags. It began sleeping at the bottom of the staircase, refused to walk down one specific hallway after dark, and even woke the whole house one night by growling at an empty corner for nearly 5 minutes. Then, on the day Kevin was home alone, this happened. Watch closely.
What do you hear, buddy?
Some viewers slowed down the footage and boosted the brightness, claiming they could see a shadowy figure glide along the wall where the dog kept staring. Others think it was nothing more than lighting or camera compression, but the dog's intense reaction, both before and after, makes the paranormal activity hard to ignore. So what exactly is happening in this home? And if you had to choose the next step to remove whatever presence might be there, what would you try first? A cleansing ritual? Protective prayers? Bringing in a medium? A full home inspection? Or would you just pack up and leave? Share your thoughts. Paranormal investigators Elliot and Joe from the Ghost Theory YouTube channel have been fixated on one specific location for 6 long years. With the cottage finally placed on the market, they knew it was their last chance to step inside before it changed owners. The old home sits hauntingly, alone, in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by empty fields and cold night air. On a windy evening, the two drove 3 hours to reach it, entering the property with high spirits and determination.
I'm going to have a look around here, because I haven't actually had a look in this yet. And I've noticed it when we just come down now to get started, that there is a room here, so... Ooh.
God, that is windy,
Ooh.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, wind is supposed to be a good conductor for paranormal activity.
It's very good for paranormal activity.
And it's also good for sounds.
Yeah, just don't tell anyone it's windy.
Yeah. Did you see that?
No. Is there a spirit here that can make this curtain move?
Oh dear.
Their early jokes didn't last long, because the atmosphere in the cottage quickly shifted. As they climbed the stairs, they began placing their paranormal equipment in every room. But just as the investigation officially began, they suddenly heard this.
Obviously, start off by just listening for a bit, because then we can determine what's wind and what's not. We have actually put a little wedge or something in the window over there to stop it from rattling so much for noise pollution. So
Literally, as you mentioned,
Literally.
glass.
Yeah. Good start.
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? Because they're going to go jumpy now.
While they stood upstairs, the wind outside grew stronger, making the window vibrate loudly. They walked over to quiet it down, but the next sound they heard made both men freeze in place.
We're going to have to do something about that window.
Right, that one. Stop it, won't it?
That's not wind, is it, surely? Are we both assuming that was in this room?
Yeah.
I mean, again, it is windy. That was
quite
proper footsteps.
prominent, wasn't it? It was very quick.
It doesn't sound like... Oh, it does, actually. It's hollow.
I thought it came out.
I know, that's what I think. It almost sounded like it was at the top of the stairs. I was wondering if it was in this room.
While focusing on the window, the unmistakable sound of heavy footsteps echoed behind them, something no gust of wind could explain. Elliot asked aloud if any spirits in the home could make a noise, and the response they got was far more startling than either expected.
I need to get out of here.
It's quite suffocating in there.
Yeah, I don't like that room at all.
Can you copy me? No.
Why can't I hear talking now?
I can hear talking.
I swear I just heard people like whispering. and
Right
shit.
outside, yeah.
Yeah. But no, you couldn't do.
There was.
Yeah, but we can't be actual people because you know someone was here. You couldn't walk up here with no torches. You wouldn't drive here with no lights. I was like,
I definitely heard that.
Yeah.
I promise you.
2 knocks exactly as you did,
Yeah.
and then someone talking, like whispering in the corner. You wouldn't even hear, if someone was talking outside, you wouldn't bloody hear them in there, surely.
They paused, listening closely, trying to separate normal wind noises from possible supernatural activity. But what came next proved that not everything they were hearing was weather.
Yeah, that. But it's when it's...
That's in here. That's 100% in here.
It's when the wind's less. I need to stop that window from doing that. It's making it really difficult.
Can't. Hang on. I'll put my red light on. What's on here?
Why is it every time we try to stop the window, something happens?
That's got to
It's
be.
just the doors, yeah. Fuck's sake. Sound like it's outside. I'm tripping out in this place.
Moments later, a loud crash exploded from downstairs, almost as if something wanted to intimidate them. They shifted into the Estes method for clearer communication. During the session, Elliot began saying random words that didn't seem connected, at least not yet.
So, if there is a spirit or anyone in this building, we're wondering if you're able to use this device just down here that Elliot is using. Maybe you could speak through it somehow. I'm going to ask some questions and maybe you could give your responses through that device. We're not sure how it works, but it has been potentially proven to work. But we would like some actual proof. So, first of all, can you just tell us your name? Can you speak through this device and tell us your name? I'm actually going to go through here a bit, so just to make sure he definitely can't hear me. but I obviously need to be able to hear him. If you were the person walking around in this room that I'm in, can you tell us your name through the device that Elliot is holding?
At the bottom. This is disgusting. It's important.
Yeah, let's get the shit out of me. Is that door just closed again if that door is not closed?
Around you.
What in the absolute caused that? I'm actually shaking. Nothing has closed.
A second powerful bang shook the entire cottage, startling Joe and rattling the walls. Even after searching downstairs, he couldn't find anything that could have made the noise. They pushed on with the Estes method, Elliot continuing to call out strange, disconnected words. But later, when reviewing the footage, Joe discovered something that left him deeply unsettled.
We hear something, generally it always seems like it's in the other bedroom.
Yes.
I'll stay here. I won't...
On your arm. Arm.
Is that the third time now? You've said something...
Picture.
You've said something about an arm 3 times. Does something happen to your arm? We carried on the Estes method for a little while longer and didn't really get any more responses that made any more sense. But then there's something that I realised during the edit that could have made a lot more sense, and I wish we had known at the time, is that we got the answers dead, tree, and noose.
Noose. Death. Tree.
But also talking about my arm. Now, on my arm, I have a tattoo of the Grim Reaper hanging from a tree by a noose. So having those words so specific and also pointing at my arm, maybe they were interested in something that was going on with that tattoo. Maybe they liked the tattoo, I'm not 100% certain. It's obviously very, very, very frustrating that we didn't make these connections at the time and only figured out afterwards, because we could have just carried on and we could have done some more investigating to figure out exactly whether they were talking about my tattoo or whether it was just an insane coincidence.
Once they rewatched the recording, Joe noticed something chilling. The words dead, tree, and noose were spoken clearly during the session, and Joe has a tattoo on his arm of the Grim Reaper hanging from a tree by a noose. The fact that Elliot repeated words directly connected to the tattoo, and even pointed toward Joe's arm, made the coincidence feel disturbingly precise, raising the possibility that a ghost or spirit was truly trying to communicate with them.